The arena buzzed with anticipation as fight night arrived, the air thick with the tension that only championship boxing can create. Thousands of fans filled the seats, their voices echoing through the building as bright lights illuminated the ring at center stage. In one corner stood the defending champion from South Africa, Lehlo Ledwaba. Known as Hands of Stone, Ledwaba had built a reputation as a skilled and disciplined boxer. He was the IBF Super Bantamweight champion of the world, a man who had climbed to the top through grit, patience, and polished technique. At 29 years old, he carried the confidence of a seasoned champion and the belief that this night would simply be another successful title defense. Across the ring stood a very different figure. Manny Pacquiao, a young fighter from the Philippines, had arrived in America only days before the fight. He accepted the opportunity on just 2 weeks' notice, stepping in as a late replacement. To many observers, he was an unknown challenger, a talented but untested fighter stepping into the biggest moment of his career. But those who knew Pacquiao understood something special was coming. He possessed lightning-fast hands, explosive power, and an aggressive style that could overwhelm opponents. As the fighters were called to the center of the ring, referee Joe Cortez gave his final instructions. The two men touched gloves, each carrying a different kind of pressure. For Ledwaba, it was the responsibility of defending his title and proving his dominance. For Pacquiao, it was the chance of a lifetime, an opportunity to shock the world. When the bell finally rang, the crowd leaned forward in anticipation, unaware that they were about to witness the birth of a future legend. From the very first seconds of the fight, Manny Pacquiao made it clear he had not come merely to survive. The young Filipino charged forward with blazing speed, immediately throwing sharp combinations that caught the champion by surprise. Ledwaba attempted to establish his jab and control the distance, but Pacquiao's movement was relentless. His southpaw left hand fired like a lightning strike, snapping toward the champion's head again and again. The crowd quickly realized this was not the quiet challenger many had expected. Pacquiao's punches carried serious power, and his aggression forced Ledwaba onto the defensive. Early in the opening round, a powerful left hand crashed through the champion's guard and landed cleanly on his face. The shot drew a loud reaction from the audience as Ledwaba took a step back, suddenly aware that this opponent was far more dangerous than anticipated. Pacquiao continued pressing forward, mixing hooks to the body with quick straight punches upstairs. Ledwaba tried to counter with his own shots, digging to the body and attempting to slow the pace. But Pacquiao's energy was overwhelming. Every time the champion attempted to reset, the challenger closed the distance again, firing combinations with fearless intensity. By the end of the opening round, blood began to pour from Ledwaba's nose, a clear sign that Pacquiao's punches were landing with authority. The champion returned to his corner breathing harder than expected, while Pacquiao looked energized and confident. The early rounds had already shifted the mood of the arena. What many expected to be a routine title defense was quickly turning into a dangerous fight for the champion, and the young challenger from the Philippines was only getting started. As the fight moved into the middle rounds, the pressure from Manny Pacquiao continued to intensify. The young challenger refused to slow down, attacking with a relentless rhythm that forced Ledwaba into uncomfortable exchanges. The champion attempted to adjust, using his experience to slip punches and counter when opportunities appeared. He began targeting Pacquiao's body, hoping the punishment would eventually slow the challenger's explosive pace. For brief moments, Ledwaba found some success. A solid body shot landed, followed by a right hand that reminded Pacquiao the champion was still dangerous. But those moments were short-lived. Pacquiao responded with even greater intensity, launching rapid-fire combinations that pushed the champion backward. Then came a dramatic turning point. Pacquiao trapped Ledwaba near the ropes and unleashed a blistering combination. A sharp left hand connected cleanly, followed by another powerful punch that sent the champion crashing down to the canvas. The crowd erupted as the referee began the count. Ledwaba rose slowly, determination still visible in his eyes, but the damage was beginning to show. Blood continued to stream from his nose, and the challenger's relentless attacks were taking their toll. Pacquiao, sensing the momentum, pressed forward again as the round resumed. The pace of the fight had clearly shifted. What began as a title defense was now a battle for survival for the champion. Pacquiao's speed, Power and fearless aggression were overwhelming the experienced Ledwaba. As the bell ended another brutal round, the crowd buzzed with excitement. It was becoming clear that something extraordinary was unfolding in the ring, a performance that might mark the arrival of a new star in the sport of boxing. By the time the sixth round began, the energy inside the arena had reached a fever pitch. Manny Pacquiao looked fresh, bouncing on his feet and eager to continue the attack. Lehlo Ledwaba, on the other hand, showed signs of fatigue after absorbing round after round of punishment. The champion's nose continued to bleed, and his defense had begun to crack under the constant pressure. Pacquiao wasted no time. As soon as the bell rang,